雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody MID ホイールダンディムーディ MID ホイールキャンディフレンディホイールは MID
Made in Japan. Breed.
Welcome back to 2025 Yokohama presents FDJ2 Round 3 at Ebisu Circuit West Course. Beautiful day. Sun's out. We got a bit of cloud cover, so keep the drivers nice and cool. A little bit of wind. Overall, some great practice runs today.
Yeah, as you can see, they're finishing up practice. They got a couple more cars to go, and then we'll get right back in the top 32.
Overall, everybody's looking nice and smooth this morning.
Yeah, a couple people into the wall. into outer zone 2, but it looks like nothing too bad.
And we have our Japanese MC, Akutsu, and our judges, Imamura, Takata, and Yamanaka. Hashtag FDJ2. Hey guys, I'm Josh Singletary.
I'm Langston. As you can tell, we're your MC for the English side.
We'll be hanging out with you guys for the entire top 32, the final one.
Watching practice today, it looks a lot like most of the drivers are more comfortable with the track than they were yesterday. So that only means good things for us to watch. A little bit harder for the judges to judge, but other than that,
yeah. They're definitely coming in with a lot more speed, a lot more angle, and a lot more throttle. So our official pre-top 32 practice just ended. So they're going to be bringing out the track crew, painting the lines back on, and shortly we'll be starting off the top 32. FDJ2 is a one-make tire, Yokohama Nova 8009s. So every car is rocking the same tires. So you don't have to worry about different grips. You just adjust the tire pressure and suspension components to get the most out of your runs. Also, FDJ2 is one-make wheels as well. The wheels that they're using are MID wheels by Rays. There's a lot of cool models that they have.
yeah, they all look pretty well made.
And here's Sena's top qualifying. Just laying down a beautiful line. On throttle the whole time. Deep through each zone. Inner clip is perfect. Swings back out to zone 3.
さあ今日走りの部分はどこら辺が良かったですか？
まあ、壁初めて走ったんですけど、壁沿いをしっかり合わせることができたので、そこがめっちゃ気持ちよかったです。
水素トーナメントどう戦っていきましょうか？
熱い走りをして勝ち上がっていきたいと思います。
はい、じゃあ最後応援してくれるファンの皆さんへメッセージをお願いします。
完全優勝を目指して頑張るので応援よろしくお願いします。
Today now he's going to try his best.
On the overhead, you can see the track workers painting the lines, getting ready for the first round. Me and Josh were walking the pits earlier, and we came to a realization that we were wrong yesterday about MSG Minami's car. It is indeed an SR20. They changed it this season, So it's been a SR all season, and we just weren't able to tell. It was the first time he's had the hood open the whole time.
Every time we've gone by, the hood's been closed. So no CA18, just SR20. And drivers are back, and they're prepping for the top 16, or the top 32. The left side of the bracket, we start off with Sena versus Nagase. Then we have Kawase versus MSG Minami. Daiichi Isaki versus Takeru Takata. Toshiku Mizuno versus Timmy Woo. Now, Timmy had a slight rub with the wall earlier today, so hopefully he's able to get his car. Hopefully it's just a slight alignment adjust, but hopefully he's making it back out. Then we have in the bottom side of the left bracket, Ryusuke Aoki versus Tomoyuki Kitsuba. Fuga Kimura versus Stuart Inoue. We have Jonathan Chin versus Eijo Noguchi, and Yohei Yamaguchi versus Takai Mizui. In our current series ranking, we have first place, Toshiro Nakamura. Second place, Sena. Third place, Daiichi Isaki. Koji Nagase in fourth. And we have our paint crews finishing up right after the 3-2-1. Or not the 3-2-1, the inner clip. Going to the out zone 3. The judges are talking about how this is the first time for the figure 8 layout for FDJ2. Yeah, and they're still adapting, but they're making a lot of really good progress.
I think me and you need to get some of that sign. We need to get one of those signs.
And one thing they've adjusted slightly is the back zone 2 is a bit more smooth. Last season, it had sort of like a hitch in it. But they made it a lot more smooth to allow for easier transitions and more throttle. The transition between out zone 1 to switchback, it's very tough, especially if you're trying to ride the entirety of out zone 1. Once you're into out zone 2, a lot of people, it's pretty smooth. They hit a little bit of left foot brake, they get on throttle, and it just lets them ride it completely out to the touch and go, inner clip, and then out zone 3.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the judges are saying it's the hardest part is out zone 1 and getting to a smooth transition into out zone 2. And that concrete wall is the ever-present danger. I mean, today, like I said, we had 2 cars go into it.
Yeah, that wall ain't moving either, so.
I know, it's no forgiveness there. I'm telling you, after all these great runs yesterday, I'm definitely looking to see the top 32.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be exciting. A lot of tire smoke.
I'm telling you, the first battle is going to be tough.
Yeah. I think there's going to be, the chase drivers are going to be really close because there's big corners. So they have all the room to get tuck up right in on that door. So
definitely. I think though, probably the best way to go about this is if you're the chase, going into the first zone, maybe give them some space just to see how they play it out, because there's a lot of drivers that are still trying to make the outer zone 1 transition. And then tuck up in right as they're getting into zone 2. And from zone 2, it's nice and smooth. and you can just stick it on their door and ride it the whole time.
Yeah, naturally when a chase driver is coming into outer zone 1, they usually have more speed than the lead driver.
Yeah.
So, but here the lead driver is using a lot of handbrake and is slowing down way faster than the chase car, and that's where they're starting to mess up. They're either over-rotating or getting way too close, and it messes them up for that transition to outer zone 2.
Yeah, everybody's scrubbing a ton of speed coming into outer zone 1, but at the same time, you need to. That's why you should give them a little bit of space if you're the chase car, and then start biting in towards the end of outer zone 1 to tuck it in and go.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, this is the first time that a lot of these drivers have driven this layout.
Exactly.
So we'll see a lot of people go super shallow or super wide into outer zone 1 with maybe a half a dozen hitting outer zone 1 consistently and ride through the whole thing nice and deep. Looks like we have our first battle in the burnout box for Yokohama Presents FDJ2 Round 3 Ebisu Circuit West Course Top 32. We're going to have car number 829 Sena in the lead and car number 75 Koji Nagase in the chase.
This is a repeat battle from last round.
Yeah. And both these guys are in the top 4 for the season rankings. I was talking with Sena earlier today, and he's excited for this rematch.
Yeah, I can imagine. He has a little animosity built up.
He was hoping to have it a little bit later in the competition, but starting off first.
Both making their way to outer zone 1. Throwing a lot of angle, and then it looks like he might have just threw too much and over-rotated, but we'll see what the judges say. Nagasaki stopped drifting at the beginning, but he's trying to catch back up. It's a tough break.
Yeah, it's definitely tough coming into zone 1. Look like Sena, from this angle, it doesn't look nearly as bad as from the looking in on zone 1. But now whether the judges consider that a half spin or not, I'm not sure. But overall, it gets the rest of the layout nice. Yeah, coming from this angle, you can see a bit more.
It looks a little different than what we saw.
Yeah.
Might play in his favor though. It didn't look.
Yeah,
it didn't look as bad on camera as it does in person.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I wasn't sure if they were going to go all the way around the backside.
Oh, yeah. Got a little shortcut.
Shortcuts are nice. And now we have 75, Koji Nagase, Team Kazama in the lead, and 829, Sena, with White River with Wakos in the chase.
both making their way to outer zone 1. A lot of speed. Sena does a nice job being conservative in that first outer zone, but dives in outer zone 2. Real close, that touch and go. Comes around to outer zone 3. Oh! That's unfortunate for Nagase.
That makes things difficult.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting turn of events.
So, what do you guys think? My guess is one more time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I guess that's assuming that they're counting Sena's first run as in his lead a half spin.
He did have a little mess up on that transition going to outer zone 2 as well in the chase. He has to cut a lot of the line out to catch back up.
Yeah, this drone flip is just crazy. Just have to drift through the back. We had quite a few those happen in the qualifying. Oh, judgment.
That was fast.
Judge Kimura,
one more time.
Judge Takata, one more time. And Judge Yamanaka, one more time. I guess that means another battle.
Yeah, they get the
Treat
one
those
more
like
chance.
practice runs.
Yeah.
The judges are saying that essentially both of the drivers incompleted on their lead runs.
So I guess Sena did get docked for
the half spin.
It almost, like, in person, it almost looked like he, like, just stopped.
Yeah.
But I didn't really see that in the camera as well.
Yeah, the cameras, well, it didn't seem nearly as bad in the cameras. Yeah, they're talking about how it's just a little bit, but unfortunately it's, you know, the half spin is a 0, and after the finish is a 0. And now it looks like Nagase is having issues. I know earlier this weekend he was having issues with his clutch.
Yeah, again.
And if you guys remember, in the last round he had issues with his clutch, and that's what kept him out of the finals. Looks like Nagase got his hood up right now. And Kawase and MSG and Minami they're letting them go back to the staging area while they wait. We have our emergency truck pulling up to help Nagase back to the pits. overall. Still a beautiful day. MSG sounds like he's having a lot of fun right behind us.
Making some noise for the people.
Oh, he definitely loves that car. This weekend, on all the practice rounds, he was one of the deepest into zone 2. And he throws some of the hardest angle coming into zone 1.
Yeah.
Especially for a slightly underpowered car compared to some of the other competitors.
For anybody wondering why we're suspended, Nagase is having some car issues as he was headed back to the pit. They're trying to figure out what was wrong with it. We haven't had any word on that, but it looks like they're starting to tow him off now. So we should start the next runs here really soon.
Yeah, our next battle is going to be between Kawase and MSG Minami. They just pulled back up to the staging area while waiting for Nagase to get assisted back to the pit. Is that chalk on the ground over there where he was parked?
Well, I don't know, because they're walking away with fire extinguishers, so he might have caught on fire, or it might be chalk because he had some oil on the oil or power steering fluid or something. But something definitely was not right.
It looks like we have car number 810, Kawase Reya with Beast R in the burnout box, and he's going to be competing against car number 373, MSG Minami with MSG. Pulling up to the line now. And Reya Kawase is going to be in the lead, and MSG Minami is going to be in the chase.
And they're off, heading to this first outer zone. Does a nice job entering the outer zone 1, gets all the way through, and it's a little too far, and then MSG has to correct. MSG trying to get back into that pocket, coming around to outer zone 2. Gets to that touch and go, and the inside flip. MSG trying to come back, and gets right back on his door right at the very end.
Kawase bringing her on nice and deep into outer zone 1. He gets inches from the tires. MSG had to go a little bit lighter line because there's no way that you could stay on that first one into the tires like that. Nice switch back, and then bringing it around to zone 3. Zone footage, or the drone footage. That just shows how close to the tires they
might have to look at it. He might have went 3 tires behind that zone.
Oh yeah, right after the zone.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what the judges think on that.
Leo's been going pretty deep into the zone, but unfortunately hasn't been throwing a lot of angle at the end of it. And now we have MSG Minami in the lead and Reya Kawase in the chase.
They're off. Good job. Entering. And Ray is staying right there with him, coming around. Outer zone 2. He gets right there on that pocket. Just stays with him, gets even closer, that touch and go. Just enough room to transition. Comes around to outer zone 3, and then puts it right back on his door. It was a nice shot.
That was a great chase, but the tricky thing is, that was a great lead.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have a quality lead to be able to put down a quality chase too. I mean, again, this lead is nice and deep through each of the zones. Brings around nice and deep through the touch and go, hits in a clip nice and back out to zone 3. I mean, you can see here a little bit of wavering, but overall really consistent. A little shallow through zone 1, but brings out nice and steady through the rest of the zones. Definitely a great lead, which leads to a good chase. And then we have Deya's lead on replay. Oh, just so you guys know, a lot of drivers were using a lot of handbrake between the zones yesterday, so the judges warned them, hey, if you're using your handbrake between zones today and you cause an accident, it's on the driver. And judgment goes MSG, MSG, and MSG. It looks like MSG is going to get the win.
Yeah, it seems like they faulted Rhea for maybe going 3 tires off in that first outer zone. He was real deep, and that caused them to have to do a very fast transition.
And at the line now, we have car number 42, Daiichi Isaki in the lead, and in the chase we have car number 215, Takeru Takata. And Isaki's with Kira Power, and Takata is with Garage Takata.
Coming around in this first outer zone. Falling a little bit behind, trying to catch back up for this outer zone 2. Kind of getting lost in the smoke as he makes his way to this inside clip coming around for outer zone 3. It kind of sounded like he was down on power or something, but then he got back onto the back and it was there. So I don't know.
Yeah. A little shallow going through zone 1, which means you're carrying quite a bit more speed into zone 2. Nice and deep through there, switching back. Very shallow if he did hit the inner clip, or not the inner clip, the touch and go. The sky drone footage is really nice. They let you just find the back tires and see where they line up in the zone. Yeah, it looks like he probably missed the touch and go.
And it seems like Takata just started late and then just could not catch back up.
I mean, if you're not throwing much angle, it's a lot harder to catch up. Now they're lining back up. Isaki in the chase and Takata in the lead.
Isaki with a big entrance. Comes around to the outer zone 2. Trying to get right there on the pocket. It's a little deeper. Come around to that inside clip. And then trying to catch back up in the outer zone 3.
I mean, it's tricky. Because judging lead to lead, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, especially with some of the zones being missed.
And then Isaki staying in the zone right there too.
Yeah. Overall, a decent chase and a decent lead, but hopefully next round they're going to pick it up a little bit more. Really, Isaki got a little deep, clipping the final 3-2-1 cone. And judgment, Judge Imamura goes Isaki, Takata, Isaki, and Yamanaka goes with Daichi Isaki.
Yeah, I was not expecting him to throw that much angle in the chase run.
Oh yeah,
as he enters. So, hey, look at me. This is how you do it.
Yeah. It looks like Timmy Woo has his car fixed yet. So Mizuno came up to the line to start the 5-minute rule. And Timmy, during the practice rounds, is when he crashed into his wall. Hit his back wheel. And my guess is probably because it's taking so long, bent or broke rear arms.
Yeah, that was like the last 10 minutes of practice, I think. 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
practice that happened. For sure, his last lap.
Yeah, yeah. So now Mizuno is going to go back to the staging area, and Timmy Woo is now on the clock. 5 minutes.
Got a lot of fans out today.
Oh, spectators.
Spectators.
No, I was thinking that you were talking about actual fans. So it is.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
That's true. That is true. I think everybody yesterday had a fan. Or two. It's not nearly as bad today with the cloud cover, though. So I do see plenty of fans still. I see a couple drivers in the pits getting ready to hit the staging area. We had a couple things very interesting during practice today. We had a hood fly up.
Yeah.
We had 2 cars hit the concrete wall. And I think we had one car take out 4 of the 3-2-1 cone in reverse.
Yeah, that was pretty tough.
Hopefully they learn from it and are able to recover. And hopefully Timmy is able to knock it out. Well, that's good. I see Eris is able to
get his car back together. Yeah, his was worse off, for sure, after practice.
It looks like Timmy Woo's able to get his car ready. It looks like he's hitting the staging box now. Yep, Mizuno and Timmy Woo are now in the burnout box. Yeah, they're coming around now. Pulling up to the start line. And we have car number 104, Toshihiko Mizuno in the lead, and in the chase we have car number 318, Timmy Woo.
Making their way to outer zone 1. Does a nice job entering outer zone 1 all the way through. They're trying to catch up in that outer zone 2. Comes around for outer zone 3. It just stays nice and safe. Outer zone 3.
Mizuno did a nice job entering 1, clipping it right at the end. Nice and nice all the way through zone 2. Hits. Touch and go nice, enter clip nice. Timmy Woo is just a little bit back, but following the clean line. Laid down by Mizuno.
Yeah, I think it'd be better to be nice and safe than be aggressive and mess up.
Yeah, overall Mizuno laid down a pretty clean lead run. I mean, again, still has plenty more points that he could get off the lead. But now it's going to be Timmy Woo in the lead and Mizuno in the chase. A bunch of Mizuno fans.
And fans.
And fans. So we have Timmy staging right now in the lead, and in the chase we have Mizuno.
Around to outer zone 1. does a nice job. Gets all the way through outer zone 1. He's gonna stand right there with him. Comes around to outer zone 2. Oh! Oh, something happened with Woo. And he had it straightened, so looks like Mizuno might have this in the bag.
Zone 1.
It was
Timmy laid down a great line. All the way through zone 1. Switching around. And it looked like he went to left foot brake. His car lost all power. I don't know if he went to downshift or just misshift, but the straighten at zone 2, unfortunately, it probably sealed his fate. Judge Imamura goes with Mizuno. Judge Fukada goes with Mizuno. And Judge Yamanaka goes. Toshiko, Mizuno. And now pulling up to the line, we have our replay of the one more time. It is car number 829, Sena in the lead, and car number 75, Koji Nagase in the chase.
Making their way to outer zone 1. Nagase does a nice job staying right there on his door. Comes around to this transition. Falls a little bit back for the transition. Trying to catch back up that outer zone 2. Sena doing a nice job on that lead run. Nagasaki just falling a little bit behind after outer zone 2, and he just couldn't catch back up. But he did a great job in the outer zone 1.
You smell power steering fluid? Yeah, Sena, great lead run. Nice and deep through the entirety of zone 1, zone 2. Hit the touch and go, inner clip. Out to zone 3. I mean, you can barely see Nagase in the camera.
Yeah. He does a nice job being right there, though, and then just starts falling behind and just can't catch back up.
Again, I don't know if he lost power here or he just had to correct to keep from hitting the wall because he had a lot of speed going into zone 2. Yeah, overall, a great run by Sena. That was very similar to his top qualifying run.
Yeah.
Now they're staging up, and it's going to be Nagase in the lead and Sena in the chase. Yeah, I love the clean, sleek look with minimalistic livery.
Isaki making his way outer zone 1. Does a good job in outer zone 1. Sena trying to just stay back. Nice, calm, and collected. Sena looks like Sena straightened up just a little bit right at the beginning of the outer zone 2. It comes around and finishes off. But I don't know if they're gonna maybe fault Nagasaki. Nagase, sorry.
Yeah, so they were talking about the additional braking here. But it seemed like Sena had room to be able to kick it out. But I tell you what, it's just making the judges' jobs even more difficult. Trying to bring it out. Yeah, see, because if Sena would have kept going at the same speed he was in,
That was into the wall.
yeah, that was wall. But the thing that's funny is both drivers in the chase did the same thing.
Yeah.
And like I say, nice and deep through zone 1 also. A little shallow in zone 2, but he finishes deep. Hits the touch and go. Nice through the inner clip and back out nice and deep through zone 3. Again, it's making the judge's life much more difficult. So what do you guys think? Do you think Nagase or do you think Sena? I think the judges have keyed in and we're ready to go. Judge Imamura goes Nagase, Judge Takata, Nagase, and Judge Yamanaka, Nagase.
Sena's weekend ends early. That's very unfortunate because he was #1 qualifier yesterday. So I thought he'd be very confident, but there's some mess ups and it happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way she goes. Looks like our next battle is going to be car number 109, Yusuke Aoki in the lead, and in the chase, car number 48, Tomoyuki Kitashiba.
Come around this outer zone 1. Does a nice job in outer zone 1. Kitashiba trying to catch back up in that outer zone, kind of getting lost in that smoke. At that touch and go, comes back around for this inside clip. And finishes off outer zone 3.
Aoki laying down a nice clean run. Zone 1, not quite as deep, but overall rode it through the entirety. Zone 2 stayed in there the whole time. Touch and go nice. Flip back for the inner clip. And Kitashiba just trying to keep up. That was a super clean run. The drone footage just shows how clean it was. And Aoki, you can see the damage. That's where he hit the wall earlier today.
Yeah, and he had front and rear suspension damage.
Yeah.
So a lot of work he had to do.
Now lining up with 48, Tomoyuki Kitashiba in the lead, and car number 109, Yusuke Aoki in the chase.
Heading to this first outer zone. Does a nice shot getting through all the way through outer zone 1. They'll be trying to stay close with him. Gets right on his door in outer zone 2. Oh, looks like he gave a little rough tap in that touch and go. Comes around to that inner clip. And outer zone 3 stays right there in that pocket. Does a nice job.
Entered nice and deep in zone 1. A little shallow on exit. Overall, a nice clean line. Aoki coming in hard at the touch and go. Fans really love Aoki here. And judgment. Judge Imamura goes Aoki. Judge Fukada goes Aoki. Judge Yamanaka goes Ryusuke Aoki. Yeah, that's some impressive damage that they were able to fix.
Yeah. Looks like, did they use tape to cover the lights?
And
as
keep
lights?
the trunk held down?
Oh, that's smart too.
Up next, we have car number 63, Fuga Kimura in the lead, and car number 830, Stuart Inoue in the chase.
Does a nice job getting into outer zone 1. Goes all the way through. Making his way to outer zone 2. Inoue standing right there where he needs to be for outer zone 2. Transitioning to this inner clip. Comes around to outer zone 3. And he stays right there with him.
I'll tell you what, it's been nice and deep through all these zones today.
Yeah.
Practice, he's been doing an excellent job. Team Trinity, which is the 2 Mark IIs that are gold.
They were both pretty solid in practice.
Both super deep, super consistent, clean line. Stewart's just right there with them. Yeah, the drone footage here. Kick back. There you can see Stewart just creeping in. Now they're pulling up to switch positions. We're gonna have Stewart in the lead and Kimura in the chase.
I would expect Stewart to have come out with a lot of angle. That's his style.
Yeah, he
does it
coming out
well.
super fast with tons of angle.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little too much angle. But overall, we'll find out, right?
Yeah, we're about to find out. Throws it in the outer zone 1 with a lot of angle deep into the zone. You're coming around and getting right there in that pocket for outer zone 2. Gets even closer in that touch and go. Comes around to the inside clip. Comes in outer zone 3. Does a nice job in outer zone 3 as well.
I'll tell you what. I think Stewart's been putting out some great runs, but I think this is one of his best so far.
Oh, for sure.
Just super deep in the zone. Beautiful, clean line.
It looked like Kimura got on the wall there too.
It's, again, clean line and clean chase. Yeah, this drone footage just shows how close they get to the wall and each other. So who do you guys think won? Stewart or Kimura?
Both had really good leads.
Yeah. Great leads by both drivers. Showing Kimura's lead. Just riding the wall, staying in the zone the entire time. Nice and deep for each of the zones. Inner clip.
I think Stewart, I don't know if you noticed, his chase run almost looked like his lead run.
Yeah.
Deep into the zones. A lot of people.
And let's see what the judges say. Judge Imamura, one more time. Judge Takata, one more time. Judge Yamanaka, one more time.
Ooh. I like that decision.
Yeah, I would love to see that battle again. Judge Takata saying that both drivers did an excellent job, but they also both had small misses that they could fix up and come out stronger. Up next, we have car number 260, Jonathan Chin in the lead, and car number 171, Ejo Noguchi in the chase.
Outer zone 1. Jonathan does a nice job flicking into outer zone 1. Nguchi trying to catch back up. A little shallow. Just staying right there with him. Transitions right there as he comes outer zone 3.
Jonathan laid down a great lead run here. Starts off nice and deep in zone 1. Comes out, just rides zone 2. Looks like Noguchi having a little bit of trouble keeping up. Looks like Noguchi's having maybe some traction or power issues. Is he a little too much traction or not enough power?
Well, I mean, Jonathan is definitely a very fast driver, probably the fastest in the field, so it would make sense.
Definitely one of them.
If he needs to turn up the boost maybe to catch up or what.
I mean, the line that Noguchi was on, unfortunately, it just was super shallow, and he was having trouble keeping up. But now Noguchi's going to be in the lead, and Jonathan is going to be in the chase.
Does a nice job entering. Oh, he's a little. Jonathan catching up in this outer zone 2. Did a nice job. That touch and go and inside clip. Jonathan dives in to that outer zone 3 and stays right there with him.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nguchi was having. He's just not able to get out into the entirety of the zones. Jonathan just looks like he's trying to reel him in right now. Yeah, Noguchi had tons of grip. He just couldn't break loose. And listen what the judges say. Judge Imamura goes Jonathan. Judge Takata, Jonathan. And Judge Yamanaka goes Jonathan Chin. And our next battle is car number 28, Yohei Yamaguchi. In the lead and in the chase, car number 39, Taiki Mizui. Yamaguchi's hood popped up during practice today. So they're just making sure everything's good.
It's another driver with a lot of angle. Let's see what he does. Yamaguchi enters into outer zone 1. There's a nice shot in outer zone 1. Mizuno, it gets right there on his, right there at his tire. Trying not to straight as they come around outer zone 2. It's the touch and go inner clip. Very nice. Stays right there with him in the outer zone 3.
Looks like front tires kissed.
Yeah.
Yamaguchi out. Enters deep. Leaves his on a little early. Mizuno's right there. Sacrificing a little bit on the line. Overall, Yamaguchi's nice, clean second half of the run. Yeah, just missed a lot of that. The second half of zone 1. And he's trying to push to get to the outside of zone 2.
Yeah, Mizuno just looked like he was trying to just stay in drift because he was falling back on speed. But does a nice job of doing it though.
Dude, it's tough, especially whenever you're in the chase and you get behind one of the lead cars who's at angle and you're not at angle.
Exactly.
You're just trying to left foot brake to kick out your back as much as you can. Now we're lined up with Mizui in the lead and Yamaguchi in the chase.
Mizuno coming around, looking for outer zone 1. Does a nice job in outer zone 1. Yamaguchi staying right there with him as he makes their way to outer zone 2. Yamaguchi gets right there in that pocket and just doesn't leave. Hits the touch and go, giving him just enough room to transition to that inner clip and make their way to outer zone 3, and he gets right back on his door. That was a solid chase.
Yeah. That was a super clean lead and an excellent chase. Lots of angle going into zone 1. Switch back and bring it out to zone 2. Yamaguchi just closing the gap. We're just staying right there with Misui. Inner clip and back out to zone 3, nice and deep. So who do you guys think won, Yamaguchi or Misui? Yeah, both runs are really nice. Misui's lead run, super clean. And that's what the judges say. Judge Imamura goes Yamaguchi, Judge Takata goes Yamaguchi, and Judge Yamanaka goes Yohei Yamaguchi. They're talking about how Misui's space in one of the zones was all it took to be different between winning and losing.
Yeah, that wavering and surging that he had to do in outer zone 2 really hurt him there.
Up next we have car number 62, Tatsuya Kobayashi in the lead, and car number 111, Nagihiro Naoki in the chase.
Has a big flick as he looks for outer zone 1. Aoki staying right there with him, trying to catch back up, and outer zone 2, and he does, and he gets right there on his door. Oh! Aoki just washes out as that touch and go.
Overall, really nice. Getting super deep, leaving zone 1. Switch back. Kobayashi's been doing a great job of riding zone 2 completely out the whole time. Switch back into touch and go. Now the judges have to decide whether the switch back into the touch and go was too much decel, too much angle. Or is it caused by Sugiura's surge right after zone 2? Now they're pulling back, switch positions. We're going to have Naoki Sugiura, car number 111 in the lead, and Kobayashi Tatsuya, car number 62 in the chase. Yeah, Garrick, we have 134 that made it to the top 32 here, and we have a couple 34s and 32s in FDJ2.
And this R33.
And this R33.
Making their way to outer zone 1. Does a nice job at outer zone 1. Kobayashi making his way, trying to catch back up in outer zone 2. Sacrifices a little bit of the line. fall a little bit behind after the touch and go as well. And outer zone 3.
Now the judges are talking about whether they consider that a straighten or a half spin coming out of zone 1, or just deduct points for lack of line check. Overall, hit the zones. A little issue with the transition between 1 and 2.
It's hard because you almost need to do that.
Especially when you get deep into 1.
Exactly.
Because right as you exit 1, you have the top wall staring you in the face.
Exactly.
It's tricky. It's very, very difficult. Let's see what the judges go. Judge Imamura goes Kobayashi. Judge Takata goes Kobayashi. Judge Yamanaka goes Tatsuya Kobayashi. That was an excellent lead run by Kobayashi. Tons of angle, tons of smoke, tons of throttle. He's been laying down leads like that all weekend long.
Exactly.
They're talking about how Sugi zone 1, there's quite a bit of wavering after he left zone 1. And we're gonna head to commercial. So we'll see you guys in just a little bit.
雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody MID ホイールダンディムーディ MID ホイールキャンディーフレンドホイールは MID
Made in Japan. Breed.
and welcome back. We're going to be doing the second half of the top 32. We have one more time from earlier and 7 more battles to finish out the top 32.
Now, as you see, we have Luma out, and he was helping paint the first outer zone. I think that's all we're going to get painted.
I mean, that's the one that gets pretty messed up. The touch and go, it's touch and gone.
Yeah, it's gone now.
But the touch and go is pretty familiar with most drivers. The first zone is the one that a lot of them have issues with. And right now we have a couple drivers in the burnout box. And they're pulling up to the start line right now. We have our one more time from earlier, car number 63, Fuga Kimura in the lead, and in the chase we have car number 830, Stuart Inoue.
They're making their way to outer zone 1. So does a nice job staying right there with him. And has to straighten up outside of that outer zone 1. He's doing a nice job in that lead run. Gets all the way outside to outer zone 3.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Yeah. I can't tell. That was
Did he
3
get
off.
3 tires out?
No, it was just 2.
But it looks like Stewart was 3 out, yeah?
Oh, for sure. He also straightened. It may have been that he just came in a little too hot.
But he's been coming out all weekend. It looks great when it works out. It's super, super deep in zone 1. But Kimura's been pretty deep in zone 1. Pretty consistent. Yeah, this was the one more time earlier.
Maybe Stewart had in the back of his head, he had thought of those tires. He didn't want to have a very late transition.
Oh yeah, definitely. Too late a transition means you're scrubbing speed with tires, and not in a good way. Now lining up with Stewart in the lead and Kimura in the chase.
Looks like we're getting a flag. I've gotten a false start.
I'll tell you what, they come out, they get fast. Oh, it looks like he jumped the light. You can jump the light in the chase, but when you're the lead, you have to wait for it to finish. It's also very hard to see.
start as they head their way to outer zone 1. Stewart has a big flick coming into this first outer zone. We're doing a nice job staying right there with him. Has a little waver in that first outer zone, but comes around to outer zone 2. Just staying right there behind him as they come around this touch and go. And then Kimura falls back a little bit in that outer zone 3.
Yeah, Stewart came in with a ton of speed, throwing tons of angle. Just laying on the throttle. Nice and deep through zone 1. Zone 2. Worked the whole thing out. Touch and go. Super deep on the line. Overall, a very, very good run.
Yeah, and out as they come from that touch and go to the outer zone 3, you can tell which car is actually faster. It's all downhill.
Yeah, definitely.
You just see Stewart taking off, starting right here, and then Kimura just falling back a little bit.
It's funny because all it is a switchback, but they gain so much speed on that switchback from the inner clip to out zone. Oh no, we have Kimura's lead. A little deep coming out of zone 1. But a little two tires. And then switching back. Stewart just keeping it close.
And now I wonder if they might fault Kimura for being too deep, causing Stewart to go off.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
what they're discussing right now.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Oh yeah, this layout is very difficult. Zone 1 and then switching back around to zone 2 is super difficult. Just another replay of Kimura bringing it around. Stewart. Just super deep riding zone 1. Completely to the finish. Oh, this is definitely difficult for the judges, especially coming off of a one more time.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that this is this layout is very difficult as it is. It doesn't help that this is their first round with it. So they've only had 2 days to practice and a qualifying. So everybody's still figuring out the track, the layout, especially how to come into outer zone 1.
Yeah, because especially a lot of drivers, if you throw a lot of angle coming into 1, you might hit deep in the start of 1. But a lot of times, because the tires are grip up, you're leaving the zone pretty early going into 2, or before the end of 1. I've seen some drivers that looked almost like they were running off course to help steady the line. But that's mainly in practice. This is definitely a tough one for the judges. Look like the judges have keyed in. Judge Imamura goes Stewart. Judge Takata goes Stewart. And Judge Yamanaka goes Stewart Inoue.
So it does look like they faulted Kimura for maybe causing Stewart to straighten out of that outer zone 1.
Yeah. Yeah, the judges are explaining now that essentially because the lead car went super deep and had to go so slow, that forced Stewart out of the chase. And now they're talking about lead to lead versus chase to chase. But up next, we have car number 99, Kazuya Nagihiro in the lead, and car number 727, Tomoharu Nishiaki in the chase.
Making with a big flick coming into outer zone 1. Does a nice job at outer zone 1. Oh! Looks like his exhaust fell off as they come around to outer zone 2.
I'm going to want to see this replay.
Yeah, I'm confused with what just happened.
And Nagihiro in the lead. Switching back, and his exhaust just fell out from underneath. Nishiaki still giving chase. Overall, a very good, consistent lead. Here, that's where the exhaust flies out. Then back out to zone 2. Just imagine from Nishizaki's point of view, you're driving, you're chasing, all of a sudden a full exhaust comes flying out from underneath the car.
I think I would be terrified if I saw an exhaust just fly up in the air as I'm following somebody.
It's a good thing nothing was damaged too. On the switchback, yeah, the exhaust goes flying. It's like, you know what? I just need to lose a little weight after the transition from zone 1.
Maybe he did that on purpose, try to get a little edge.
Yeah, that's a good
knock
point.
him off his game.
I mean, dropping an exhaust, I definitely do that. I mean, I'm sure that's not the first time that's ever happened. And right now, they're waiting on the parts truck to get back to the staging area. Yep, and there's still snow on the mountains right around here. I mean, today's still pretty warm. Yeah, still got the snow caps.
Yeah, the sun's starting to peek through the clouds. So it's starting to heat up just a little bit, but not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was really hot.
Nowhere near as bad as yesterday. Okay, so we're good to go for Tomoharu Nishizaki in the lead, car 727, and car number 99, Kazuya Nagihiro in the chase.
Does a nice job entering outer zone 1. He's deep in outer zone 1 and stays all the way through it. Comes around for outer zone 2. Nagihiro coming around, gets right there on his door right at the end. Looks like he might have over-rotated just a little bit and falls a little bit behind coming around to outer zone 3.
Overall, pretty good, clean lead run. Isaki nice and deep through zone 1. Switch back. Just riding deep through zone 2. We threw a lot of angle into the touch and go. And I think right as he threw a lot of angle, that's when Nagihiro dove in. And that caused him to essentially hit the brakes.
So I forgot that his exhaust fell off. I'm like, why is their noise amplified more? I had to remember his exhaust.
Yeah, that lead run was nice and clean. Nice and deep through zone 1. Zone 2. Just riding the whole way through. And the battle on SR20s also.
Yeah. Judges are still deciding. I think they're taking a closer look and maybe see if the exhaust had anything to do with
the chase.
The chase, yeah. Affecting them in any way.
I mean, you could imagine a couple parts falling off, but I don't think I would have guessed the full exhaust. And let's see where the judges went. Judge Imamura goes Nishizaki. Judge Takata goes Nishizaki. Judge Yamanaka goes Nishizaki. So, car number 727, Tomoharu Nishizaki will be going to the top 16.
And that leaves us with 6 battles left to end top 32, before we end top 32.
We still have quite a few good battles too. I mean, all of them are good. A few of them would be great. And pulling up now, we have car number 620, Hinato in the lead versus car number 23, Jace in the chase.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty catchy. Jace hasn't been doing a lot of practice runs, but the ones he's been putting down have been pretty good.
Solid. Definitely solid runs. making their way to outer zone 1. With a big flick and a lot of speed coming around. Jace does a nice job just staying right there with him. Gets even closer in outer zone 2, using all of his angle to stay right there. Leaves him just enough room to transition around that inside clip. And outer zone 3, stays right there with him.
I tell you, Hinato put down a really good lead run, but Jace was right there with him the whole time. Then Jace is going to start diving in here. Just holds on while Hinato just throwing on the gas, going deep into the zones. Hits the inner clip nice, zone 3. But again, Jace is right there with him the whole time. Hinato did a great job in zone 1. Zone 2, a little wavering about halfway through, but finishes really nice. Outer touch and go, hit the inner clip. And then last zone, both drivers did an excellent job. Yeah, the chase was awesome, but also the lead run was very good as well. Now they're bringing it back around where Jace is going to be in the lead and Hinato is going to be in the chase.
Yeah, since that first half was so good, both spotters probably said, hey, turn it up a notch. So we're going to have a real good battle right here.
Oh, yeah.
Making their way to outer zone 1. Jace does a nice job coming around to outer zone 1. Hinato was basically touching his bumper as they entered. Comes around, does a nice job staying in that pocket in outer zone 2. Does a nice job with that touch and go and inside clip. Jace does a nice job coming around to outer zone 3.
Yeah, an awesome lead run by Jace.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get hit right here.
So I saw the judges pointed at Hinato there. So they're going to probably be taking a look to see if he started his drift before the end of the free. But overall, it's a great run by Jace. Nice and deep for all zones. The inner clip, perfect. Hinato is just right there with him too. Judge Imamura goes Jace. Judge Takata goes Jace. Judge Yamanaka goes Jace. Jace will be in the top 16. One thing you did miss, Vert, was that we found out today that MSG Minami is in an SR20.
Yeah, sad. He got rid of his CA at the beginning of the year. So he had an SR starting from first round.
And one match back, yeah, we saw an exhaust fly off. It was very different. Up next, we have car number 34, Yuki Inooka in the lead, and car number 614, Kenyong in the chase.
Making the way to outer zone 1. Does a nice job in outer zone 1. His car falling a little bit behind, transition a little late. Has to cut the line, come around to outer zone 2 to catch back up. And then does a nice job with that transition for that inside clip. And then there's a little shallow in outer zone 3.
beautiful. Beautiful start to this day. The sun's out now. Looks like R34s out here having fun. Nice and deep through the zone. Ken cutting line a little bit to try and maintain proximity. With Inoka just going deep through the zones. A little shallow starting it too, but finishing nice and deep. Hits the inner clip right on the line. And nice and deep through zone 3. And they're pulling back around with Ken in the lead and Inoka in the chase.
Making their way to this first outer zone. Yuki being nice, conservative as it comes around to outer zone 1. Staying a little bit behind, trying to catch up. Oh, he sounds like he's on limiter, like something's happening. And that is very unfortunate. Something definitely happened.
Yeah. It's almost like it shifted to a lower gear and he was just hitting red. He just didn't have the speed to keep up. And it wasn't like Kim was trying to blow him out of the water either. And let's see what the judges say. Judge Imamura goes Ken. Judge Takata goes Ken. Judge Yamanaka goes Kenyong. So Ken will be in the top 16.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate for Yuki.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he probably would have won.
I mean, he had a great lead run.
If
in his chase, he was doing good until coming into outer zone 2. So my guess is it's almost like he shifted to second gear.
Yeah, I'll say he would have had a better chance if that didn't happen.
Definitely a better chance. Up next, we have car number 896, Russell Vire, in the lead, and in the chase, car number 366, Carmen Dong.
Making their way to outer zone 1. Also does a nice job getting all the way through the zone. Carmen trying to stay with him around his outer zone 2. Leaves just enough room. They transition around that inner side clip. And Russell just does a great job in that lead.
Yeah, Russell, great job. Nice and deep through the zones. Enters right at the back, leads right at the back, switches back. Nice and deep through zone 2. On throttle, lots of smoke. Carman just right on it though. Just not giving Russell a chance to breathe. Drone footage just shows how close they're getting. It's crazy, especially at this speed. So one thing that's crazy too is Russell and Carman today during practice, I think that they had 3 or 4 practice runs together, lead and chase, and they were crazy.
Yeah, they were definitely getting a feel for each other during practice. For Carman, this is his first time in this car so far because he had it at port for the last round, so he didn't get to drive last round. So, I mean, I think he's doing a great job in the first time over here in the car.
Now we have Carman in the lead and Russell in the chase.
And they're all making their way to outer zone 1. Carman doesn't. Carman just falling on track, and Russell just chased right there with him. And now they're just going to get some extra practice in.
It was great.
Yeah, Russell did exactly what he was supposed to do and just follow the lead car, but it just took them both off track.
I think Carman 3 tires off. I don't know where some of the cones are though. They went on a small trip.
Ruma's got him.
Tell you, even though that it zeroed out at the beginning of the run, they both went out there, had fun. That's what I like to see. Yes, one of those cones ended up down by zone 3. Let's see what the judges say. Judge Imamura goes Russell. Fukada goes Russell. Judge Yamanaka goes Russell Vire. Looks like Russell will be going to the top 16. The judges are saying that they love seeing this combo. It's 2 drivers out having fun, lots of throttle, lots of angle, lots of smoke. Such a great combo. Up next, we have car number 193, Kiminobu Deguchi in the lead, and in the chase, car number 611, Garis.
I think we might have the same thing here because both of them like the throttle as well. And we now have another false start.
Just warming up the engine a little bit. Looks like Deguchi just got out a little too quick out of the box. That's right, 2JDF hashtag.
I don't think y'all are ever going to live that down
No,
in the first round.
Totally not. I don't doubt that it'll be with us for years. Then we're going back to the restart. Nguchi and Aris.
You get a clean start. Aris does a nice job getting right there with him. The outer zone 1 comes around for outer zone 2. And Nguchi looks like he was going to spin, but then saves it. Aris falls back behind because of the smoke, and then makes his way to outer zone 3.
Yeah, Aris comes in nice and hot, but he grips up super fast. Pulls out his zone 1 early. He goes super deep. There's a lot of angle going to zone 2. Grips up again, pulling out of zone 2 early. Aris trying to stay on line, but at the same time, it's a difficult line to follow whenever it's super shallow like that.
Yeah, it is. I think right here he was about to over-rotate, but instead he just took it way shallow.
Yeah, Chaser, Aris did an excellent job just staying in. I mean, I don't know that you could have chased that for the most part. Now pulling back around, switch positions. Nguchi in the chase and Aris in the lead.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do and how you're taught to do
Especially in those
competitive drifting.
circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. Nguchi had a little fumble coming around as they started that outer zone 1, but does a nice job coming around for outer zone 2 and getting right there with him. Trying to find that pocket. Oh, and he gets it, and then, oh, he bumps him. Ah.
So you're supposed to be able to find the pocket and get close.
He
not reach in and get caught, you know, pickpocketing.
He tried shaking his hand.
High five. Yeah, Arison's doing a great job at lead. Nice and deep. Zone 1 all the way through. Zone 2 enters a little shallow, but gets deep at the end. Switch back. Nguchi just coming in a little too hard into the touch and go. Oh, nice drone footage for the touch and go. Perfect. Yeah, he just dove in a little too hard. He just had a lot of speed leaving zone 2. But also, Aris had a lot of angle going into the touch and go. Judge Imamura goes Aris, Judge Takata goes Aris, and Judge Yamanaka goes saying Aris.
And Aris will be battling Russell in the top 16. That's going to be an interesting battle.
With a half spin, that's part of the reason why Aris also got the win. Up next, we're going to have car number 7, Soshiro Nakamura in the lead, and in the chase, car number 95, Shuichi Shinouchi.
Nakamura coming in with a lot of speed into this first outer zone, making their way to outer zone 2. Nakamura does a nice job just getting all the way through all the zones. Shinouchi falling a little bit behind in the outer zone 3 though.
Very clean run by Soshiro. Nice and deep. Ended up a little shallow in the zone 1, but overall rode the whole zone out. Same with zone 2. Shuichi in the chase, just a little back, but trying to stay on line. Brings the inner clip a little far out. It's also tricky whenever it's 2J versus SRJ. Pretty big power difference, but overall, very clean lead.
Nakamura is very fast too.
Yeah, very fast. Car set up great. He's been putting down clean lines all weekend.
I wonder the younger you are, the better your reflexes are. So this would be perfect.
I feel like the older I get, the more I'm afraid of danger.
That could be it too.
You're invincible until you turn 40.
Or until something bad happens.
Or until you're in the hospital. So now we're going to have Shinoichi in the lead and Nakamura in the chase.
And we get a false start.
Now it's going to be tricky for Nakamura in the chase, especially when you're chasing a driver who's a bit slower than you.
Exactly.
Especially when your tires want to grip up.
Nakamura does a nice job being right there and through outer zone 1, comes around for outer zone 2. Looking to dive back in outer zone 2. Does a nice job just staying right there. Just enough room to transition as he makes his way through outer zone 3 and gets right back on his door.
I feel like that was one of the best leads I've seen from Shuichi all weekend too.
Yeah, that was a very clean lead run.
That lets Nakamura set up for an excellent chase. Just beautiful, hitting all the zones, nice and deep into zone 3. Again, that was by far the best I've seen Shuichi do all weekend. Nice and deep through the zones. But let's see what the judges think. Judge Imamura goes Nakamura. Takata Nakamura, and Yamanaka goes Shoshiro Nakamura. So Nakamura is going to be in the top 16. Just some excellent leads, excellent chases. And that looks like pulling up for our last bout for the top 32. We have car number 82, Shuhei Itoyama in the lead, and car number 118, Takuma Yokoyama in the chase.
Has a big flick coming around for outer zone 1. Yokohama falling a little bit behind. Trying to catch back around for this outer zone 3, or outer zone 2, sorry. Shuhei does a nice, good lead run, and Yokoyama falling a little bit behind.
Itoyama, nice approach, just barely clips zone 1. There's a huge gap between Itoyama and Yokoyama. Itoyama's nice, zone 2, touching in a clip, and then back out to zone 3. I think Yokoyama's line in the zone 1 essentially slowed him down to the point where it was very, very difficult to catch up.
And that's going to be pretty close to an inactive chase. We'll have to see what the judges think on it.
And Yokoyama still got his lead run to do. Now pulling around with Yokoyama in the lead and Itoyama in the chase. Yeah, both drivers are super fast. It's all about that zone 1.
Does a nice job entering the outer zone 1. Go ahead, just passes him up as Yokoyama just over-rotates. I will say that's pretty impressive to see that happening and go around as it's happening.
Just a little too hard in zone 1. If Yokoyama would have kept his first entry, just a straight e-brake entry, his zone 1 was great for that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, overall. And we got judgment. Judge Imamura goes Itoyama. Judge Takata, Itoyama. Judge Yamanaka goes Shuhei Itoyama. And Itoyama will be in our top 16.
And that's going to wrap up our top 32 battles. We'll have a very interesting top 16. For instance, like our first run is Nagase and MSG Minami. That's going to be an insane battle.
Yeah, there's nothing but great battles from here on out.
And you have Isaki and Mizuno. Aoki versus Stewart.
That's what I want to see.
That one's going to be crazy. And then you have Jonathan Chen versus Yamaguchi. which is going to be another interesting one because they're both really fast. Then you have Kobayashi versus Nishiaki. And then Jace versus Kin. Russell versus Eris. And then Nakamura versus Shuhei. So some very interesting battles for top 16.
Oh,
And
definitely.
that's going to wrap up the top 32. And we'll see you at top 16.
Yeah, Jace is going to have quite a few good battles on the way to the championship round if he's going to take it off. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you guys shortly for the top 16 to the finals. Have a good one.
雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody MID ホイールダンディムーディ MID ホイールキャンディーフレンディホイールは MID
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
Made in Japan. Breed.